In this CSS Flexbox project, we're going to be creating a login form. So on a full screen, it's going to look like this, right? And we're going to be using a flex to get the layout. But over here, if we go to the smaller screen, over here, then it's going to go back to the column view. So what we're going to need for the project, we're going to need a font awesome icons, and we're going to need one image. Doesn't matter what kind of image. I picked this one from Gradistography, but you can obviously pick whatever you would like. So over here I can minimize this, and you can see that I'm going to be using the brackets, and this is going to be my folder, and there's the font awesome, and there's over here an image. So the first thing that I'm going to do in a brackets, I'm going to create a index HTML, and over here I'm going to place right away a basic skeleton. So I'm just going to say that this is going to be full HTML skeleton over here, and maybe let's make it bigger. And once we have the skeleton, I'm going to open up right away a live preview, so then I can work side by side over here like this. And then I guess we're going to get rid of a JavaScript because we don't need a script over here. But what we are going to have is going to be main CSS. That's going to be for our styling. Over here, we can just say that title is going to be form, language is going to be English, and over here, let's say that this is going to be our main CSS. So I'm going to say main CSS over here. Then in the index HTML, the first thing that what I would want to do is actually have a link to the font awesome. So I'm going to say over here that this is going to be link, and over here I'm just going to write that this is going to be font awesome, and this is going to be a CSS. And over here, you know what, I went to fonts. I didn't want to go to fonts, CSS, and then we're going to go to min CSS. And let's just try it out. I'm just going to say this is going to be I with a class of, let's say, FA home, right? And now I can see that I have my font awesome. So everything is working. And over here, the first thing that I'm going to do is actually I'm going to create a banner. So I'm going to say that there's going to be header, but within the header, there's actually going to be banner so the div with an ID of banner. And once I have these two, then I'm going to have a heading 2 over here like this. And then after the heading 2, over here, I'm just going to say sign up, right? So now I'm making a left side over here, right? Sign up. And then here, there's going to be my form. So I'm going to write this is going to be form element, and there's going to be no action because we're not going to be connecting it to the database. And over here, we're going to say that this is going to be a div with a class of input field over here like this. Then within the input field, well, first we're going to have a I. This is going to be font awesome. So this is going to be fa user over here like this. And then we're going to have the actual input. So here I'm going to write that this is going to be a input, and we're going to say input, press tab, and type is going to be text. ID over here is going to be name over here. And you know what, let me just make this one smaller, and also this one, so we can actually see it much better. Right, so then this is going to be name, and for the placeholder we're going to have a username. So placeholder, there's going to be username over here, and then over here we need to make few of them, right? We're going to have for email and 2 of them for password. So what I'm going to do over here, I'm just going to select this guy over here, line by line, right? So this is going to be our input field over here like this, right? So this is where the div is ending, and we need 3 more. So 1, 2, and over here 3. And over here after that, once we have the text, this guy is going to be email over here. The ID also is going to be email. And over here, what we're going to do is we're going to say that this is going to be placeholder also is going to be email. So I'm going to write over here that this is going to be email. And you can see that I messed up the wrong placeholder, right? So this is going to be for username. So I'm going to say email over here. Then after that, the next one, first of all, we probably would want this guy to be envelope, right? So this is going to be envelope here like this, right? So now we have the envelope, and after that we would want a password. So for that one, we're going to use a lock. So here for last 2, I'm just going to say that a font awesome is going to be lock over here. Now that I have this, I'm going to say that this is going to be password, and both of them are going to be password. So this over here, this guy, and this guy over here, I'm just going to write that this is going to be password. Password over here. So the ID and the type is going to be password. And let's say that this is going to be, let's say ID for this guy, we can just say old password. And after that, we would obviously need to change these placeholders. So I'm going to say over here, this is going to be a password over here. And then over here, we're going to write retype password. So we're going to say retype, and over here type, and we're going to say password. And once we have this, once we have the actual form, now still within the form, we're going to have a button. So I'm going to say over here button, and we can just write a button over here like this, and we can say type, and we're going to say submit. So here is going to be our submit button, and we're going to write register, and we're going to say now. Then after that, we would want a paragraph after the form. So once the form is over, once the form is done, we're going to say over here that this is going to be a paragraph, and it's going to say already over here have an account over here, and we're going to have a question mark, and over here what we're going to do is we're going to have a link. So this is going to be href, this is going to be a dummy link, and over here we're going to say login. Right, so basically we're saying if the person has the account already, right, he can right away log in. Then after that, once we're done with this side, actually we're going to start working with another side. And for that, we're actually going to create a article, right? And actually, if we're working over here within this banner, what I would want to do is create another article over here, right? So for this banner, this is going to be sitting over here. There's going to be two articles. So the first one is going to be article, and we're going to write with a class of banner form. This is just something that we create, right? We just created the banner form. And over here, next guy is going to be a article banner info. So I'm going to say cut over here, and we're going to copy and paste this over here. So this is going to be the banner form, right? And now we would want a banner info. So we're going to continue over here. I'm going to say article with the class, and over here with the class, we're going to say banner. I'm going to say info, right? Press the tab, and we start an article. And over here, we're going to actually place an image. So first things first, we're going to say img, press tab, and the source is going to be, in my case, this is going to be person, right? So this is going to be this guy, and for alternative, we can say person. And after that, on here, we're going to write heading 3. This is going to be a John, let's say Doe, and then we just need a paragraph. So here for a paragraph, let's say with 20 words, we're going to say this is going to be lorem 20, press tab, and now we have our paragraph. So we're going to press tab over here, and once we have everything, the HTML is done, and we can actually go to main CSS and start styling. So we're going to save this guy over here, and we're going to go to main CSS. And over here, we're going to say that this is going to be a margin and padding for all of them 0. So margin 0, padding 0 over here. Then we're going to start working with the header over here, right? So this is going to be our first element that we're going to work in, because this is pretty much a container. And what we're going to do is we're going to set up the header, so then we can place this banner using the flex in center. So here I'm going to say that this is going to be a header. And for the header, we're going to have a min height, 100 view heights. Then we're going to have a min width, also is going to be 100 view widths over here. And the background, we're going to give it a color. So we're going to have a hashtag D4D over here, 2D5 over here like this. So grayish background. And over here now we're going to do the display flex. And over here we're going to have align items over here, not content. We're going to say center. So you can see that we're going to place them vertically in center. And then we're going to have justify content center, which we don't see right now, right? Because of the smaller screen. But once you're going to be actually opening a bigger screen, you can see that we're going to have it actually in the center. Then after that, we would want to work over here with this banner form and banner info. So what we're going to say over here, that this is going to be a banner over here form, comma, and over here we're going to say banner info over here. For them, well, first we're going to say text align center over here, and then after that we're going to say that this is going to be a margin over here of 80 pixels and 0 over here like this. Right, so we save this. We just double check that this is actually a, you can see over here that I had a classes, right? So that's where the actual mistake happened, right? So instead of class, I need to write ID, right? And now it's actually in the center, and over here the same thing, right? So we're gonna write ID over here. Then after that, we're done with the banner form and banner info. Now we want to work with this heading too, right? So we're just gonna say over here that this is gonna be banner, and we're gonna say form heading 2. And over here, what we're going to write is going to be font size 25 pixels. Then we're going to have a text transform, and we're going to say capitalize over here. And then we're going to have a color of hashtag 191919, right? So black color over here. Then after that, we would want to start working with an input field. And when I say input field, I mean this font awesome together with this input over here element, right? So both of them together, not just the input, because remember over here, right, we had a class of input field. So we're going to go back over here, and we're going to start a new line, and we're going to say over here banner form, and we're going to say dot input over here field, and what we would want, right? You can see that it's actually highlighting right away everything together. And over here we're going to say that this is going to be a display. We're going to say flex, right? So now it's actually displayed flex. And over here, we're going to say justify content center, right? Over here like this. And then we're going to have a margin, right? So each of them is going to have margin over here, but we're going to have only the top and bottom margin, right? So the sides, we're going to leave it at 0. Then once we're actually done with this, we have a font awesome icon to work with. So over here, what we're going to say, this is going to be a banner form, and we're going to say font awesome over here like this. And first we're going to say font size 30 pixels over here like this. Then we're going to have a margin, and we're going to say margin right. This is going to be 20 pixels. And maybe, you know what, let me make some more space over here so we can actually see it better. So once we have a margin, then the next thing that we would want is align self, and we're going to say flex end, right? Because you cannot see it right now, but in general, when we're going to be working, you can see that just because one of them is going to be bigger, right, they're not going to be lining up the same way. So over here, we're going to say align over here self, and we're going to say flex end over here. Then after that, we would want a color. So I'm going to say color. This is going to be hey hashtag, and this is going to be 4569690 or like this, right? So this is going to be our color. Then after that, what we would want is actually a banner form input. So we're going to keep on going, and over here we're going to say banner form, and we're going to say input over here, right? So now we're going to be working with an inputs, and for these guys, we're going to say that first there's going to be a font size. So font size, and we're going to say 25 pixels over here like this. Then we're going to have a background transparent over here like this. Then we're going to have a border, and we're just going to say border is none. All right, so first we're going to get rid of border, and then we're going to place a border over here in the bottom. So what we're going to say over here, that this is going to be border bottom, and we're going to say 3 pixels solid, and over here we're going to write a hashtag C over here 9, and then we're going to have a 7, and over here we're going to say C5D over here like this, right? So this is going to be over here our line. Then after that, what we would want to do is we would want to actually have a width, and we're going to say that the width is going to be actually auto. So we're going to say width over here, and we're going to write auto, and we're also going to write important over here like this. Then once we're done with the width in important, now we'd actually wouldn't want to deal with a placeholder, right? And the placeholder is over here, this text. So over here, what we're going to do is we're going to make it bigger over here like this, and then we're going to write banner form over here. We're going to say input. Over here, there's going to be 2 dots. We're going to say placeholder, and over here, we're going to say color, and we're going to use the same color over here, this guy. All right, so we're going to grab over here this color, copy over here, paste it over here, right? So now we can go and check it out. What do we have so far, right? So we have over here these icons, and then over here we have this text, right? So now what we would want to do is start working over here with the button. And with the button, first we're going to say that the button is going to be inline block. So we're going to say over here banner form, and we're going to say button. And over here for a button, we're going to say display inline block over here. Then we're going to have a font size 20 pixels over here like this. Then the padding is going to be 5 pixels over here and 10 pixels over here, right? So top, bottom 5, on the sides there's going to be 10. Text transform uppercase over here. Then we're going to have a background, and the background again we're going to use this brown color over here like this, copy, and we're just going to paste it over here. And for a actual color, again we're going to use a gray one, right? So hashtag D for D, and then we're going to have 2D5 over here. And border radius, let's make round edges, let's make it 10 pixels. So I'm going to say border radius, and this is going to be 10 pixels over here. Then after that, we would want to work with a paragraph. So I'm going to say over here that this is going to be a paragraph. For the paragraph, I'm going to say banner form over here, paragraph. And for that, we're going to say margin 20 pixels, right? Top, bottom, 0 on the sides. Then after that, we're going to have a font size 20 pixels over here. And the color, let's say black one. So hashtag 191919. And after that, we would want to work with an actual link over here, right? So I'm going to say over here, banner, form, and link. And over here, we're going to say text, decoration, none, right? So first we're going to get rid of this underline over here. And over here, we're going to write margin, and we're going to say left, and we're going to say 5 pixels over here. And then we're going to have a color. And the color is again going to be hashtag 456, and then it's going to be 990 over here like this. And then we're actually done with a banner form. So now we're ready to actually start banner info. So we're here for the banner info. We're going to say hashtag banner, and we're going to say info. And then over here, we're going to say for the banner info color. And the color is again going to be hashtag 1919 over here. Then after that, we're going to have a style for the image. So we're going to say over here banner, and we're going to say info and image over here. And that's going to be border radius. It's going to be 50% over here. Width, I'm going to set it to 150 pixels over here like this. And then we're going to have a heading 3 that we need to take care of, right? So the image is done, and now we would want to take care of heading 3, and then there's going to be a paragraph. So we're going to say again that this is going to be banner info, and over here we're going to write a heading 3, and text transform, and over here we're going to say uppercase, and then we're going to have again margin 20 pixels and 0 over here. Then after that, we would want the actual paragraph. So we're going to say banner info, and over here paragraph. And over here, we're going to have a line height 1.8 over here like this. Width, we're going to set it to 50% over here, right? So this is going to be 50%. And over here, we're going to say we need to place it in the center. So we're going to say margin, and over here 0. and auto. And this is actually going to place it in the center. You can see over here, I messed up. I didn't put a semicolon, right? So now I can see that it's working. So now we made this paragraph smaller, and now it looks actually better because it's not stretched out. And over here now we would want a actual flex properties once the actual screen gets bigger. So over here we're going to write that this is going to be a media, and this is going to be screen over here, and over here we're going to say min width, and that's going to be 992 pixels. Then after that, what we would want to do is actually say for the banner. Before we start styling the banner, let me open up this index.html in the actual browser, right? So we can see it on the big screen. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm just going to go to the form. I'm going to find index.html, and I'm actually going to open it in Firefox. So here I'm opening in the Firefox, and this is going to be our form. Right, so this is exactly what we wrote before. It's just over here, you can see that this is the same, it looks on a big screen. So we're going to say over here for the banner, first we're going to say display, and we're going to say flex. And then over here, we're going to say justify content, and then we're going to say space between. Right, so what we're saying is basically each and one of them, right, we would want them to push as far as we can, right, away from each other. So now you can see this is how it's going to look like, right? So banner is displaying flex. So this is one child, this is the other one, and you can see that we're pushing them as far as we can from each other. Then after that, we would want to actually set the width over here for the banner, and we're going to say the width is going to be actually 70% over here. Then minimum height is going to be 80 view heights over here like this. So let's save it. And let's go back over here. Let's refresh, right? So now we have 80, right? And over here you can see that it's actually sitting over here in center, right? And then after that, we would want a background. So I'm going to say background over here, and we're going to say 80. And over here, we're going to have a view heights over here, right? And no, I'm not view height, sorry. This is going to be hashtag AA, right? So this is going to be color 9696. And 8A over here. So we save this over here. This is going to be our background color, right? So this is the color that we have right now. And then we'll, let's say right away, add a border radius 20 pixels, 20 pixels over here. And then after that, we would want to actually work with a banner form over here and banner info. So over here, you know what, let's do again like this. So let's make more room over here, and here we're going to write hashtag banner info, and over here then we're going to have a hashtag banner form. And then after that, we're going to say flex, and here we're going to say 0, 0, and we're going to say calc. So basically we're writing a function, and for the function we're going to say that each of them should be 50%, right? But we need a little bit of gap in between, so we're going to say over here 1, and over here we're going to say em over here like this. So again, we can refresh, right? Now you can see that they each are occupying 50% minus 1 em, so this actually gives this gap in between. And then after that, we would actually want to have a little bit less margin, so I'm going to say margin. You can see over here again I skipped a semicolon. So here we're going to say margin over here like this, and you know what, let's bring it over here, and you can see that I didn't close the parentheses over here. Now everything is working. Now we have margin, and we're going to say 40 pixels, 0 over here like this. So now the margin is smaller, and then after that we would want to actually work with a banner info, right? You can see over here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a banner info, and actually what we're going to do is align self-center. So over here what we're going to say is we would want a banner info, and we're going to say align self over here, and we're going to say center over here like this, and then we're going to have a border left. So here we're going to say border and we're saying left. So border left, and that's going to be another color. So I'm going to say 6 pixels solid over here, hashtag C97, and this is going to be C5D over here. And then the last thing, we would actually want a different width for the paragraph on a bigger screen. So here, the last thing that we would want to do is hashtag banner info paragraph, and over here we're going to write width, and that's the width is going to be 70% over here. So we're going to make it a width a little bit bigger, right? So now I consider what we have, right? So here the width of the paragraph is more, and over here that's why we had to place it more in the center, right? That's why we had align self-center, and over here this is going to be our border over here. So what do we do if we go to the bigger screen? This is how it's going to look like, and if we go to the smaller one, right, you can see that as we're shrinking the actual screen, right, now we're going in a column layout mode, right, where the form is first, and over here this is going to be the banner info.